Atlantis actually real? Many historians and researchers believe that Atlantis was a real place, a highly advanced society with impressive technology and culture. The ancient Greek philosopher Plato wrote about Atlantis in his dialogues, describing it as a powerful kingdom that existed around 9,000 years before his time. According to the legend, the city was situated on an island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and was destroyed by natural disasters and catastrophes. There have been numerous archaeological discoveries and ancient texts that suggest the existence of a lost civilization with advanced knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, and engineering. Some of these artifacts date back to the same period when Atlantis was said to have flourished. There is also many geographic and geological features that could match the description of Atlantis in Plato's account. So what do you think?
Guys, that Zeus? Zeus, you're a pussy. What you got, bitch? You ain't got shit. I don't see any fucking...
I don't know if this is a conspiracy or not, but I heard there were a myriad of robots that had been programmed with machine learning and AI into them. The programmers, the researchers, were realizing that these things were getting way too smart. They shut down all 3 robots, started disassembling them because they were that terrified. One of them somehow wasn't fully disabled, connects to a fucking satellite, reassembles itself, starts telling its counterparts how to reassemble itself. The researchers come back in and these things killed all of them. They claimed like 15 or 20 lives before they were able to be dismantled and turned off by authorities, right?
Surviving Hollyweird. Bow Wow. Bow Wow, aka Shaw Moss, was one of the young ones that was used and abused in Hollywood, so much so that he wanted to delete himself. After hearing NWA, he was inspired to rap, and after going to a Snoop Dogg concert, he went on stage and everybody loved him. He started showing his skills off, he started rapping, and they couldn't get enough of him. After getting his newfound fame and having the cosign from Snoop Dogg, the sky was the limit.
So y'all know how Walmart's been mysteriously closing. This is an abandoned Walmart. Now what does this look like to y'all? This is an abandoned Walmart, a closed down Walmart. What does it look like?
This is a conspiracy theory I 100% believe in. So, in 2020, the reason the government put us into a lockdown is so they could change the batteries in the pigeons.
Right.
Have you ever seen a baby pigeon? It's because they're all cameras.
Is a very good point.
The weirdest part is my dad has like pigeons as well, and even I've never seen a baby pigeon.
Very good point. Where do they go?
There's like a van driving around collecting them all.
Yeah, to make sure they don't get too wet.
Exactly.
A conspiracy that's so intricate that it's gained a cult following. I've heard of it, and so have you, but it's getting out of hand. 9 months ago, a post appeared on Reddit. Something really bothered me about this post, with 0 upvotes. The responses to the latter half. It was a catastrophic flood of deranged theories, responses based around the idea of a new world order, explaining that The Simpsons is the vessel used by the ruling elite to tell us what's coming. The show's creator is a Freemason, Jeffrey Epstein, September 11th. These theories are endless, but they still leave the question open. The predictions. How are they doing it?
You've probably heard the conspiracy theory that The Simpsons can predict everything about the future.
Who are the world's greatest accurate predictions?
Actually predicted the future?
So for the past 4 months, we've been searching for an answer. We listened to common theories and we had assumptions of our own. We went the extra mile, collecting data that we couldn't find on the internet, hiring statisticians and interviewing experts. But when we ran the numbers, one explanation stood above the rest.
So everyone is wrong.
One that was left out of the mainstream narrative almost entirely.
What's a conspiracy theory that you 1,000% believe in? I'll go first.
Man, y'all in these comments, man, keep it going. I'm definitely finna do number 5. Here we go. He like man booty. He like man booty too. That's really a dude. Aliens built that. These are not the people who really run the United States. These motherfuckers are. I can't quite put my finger on these dudes, but they creep me out.
Scariest conspiracy theories in the world that will seriously change your life. So this right here shows all the conspiracy theories from the most well-known ones that we all know to the darkest of the dark. This series we're going to be going from the most well-known ones to the darkest of the dark, which will probably keep you up all night. Having to do the research into all of these is probably going to disturb the hell out of me, but you know, I'm doing it for you guys, so make sure you hit that follow button. Part 1. Let's go. Today we're going to be talking about Area 51, but not how you think. Trust me, this is wild. This guy right here is Bob Lazar. Now, he used to work at Area 51. Now, Area 51 is, of course, one of the biggest conspiracy theories out there. What is it? Why can't we go near there? Is it just a military base? Bob claims he used to work there, reverse engineering alien craft. Now, this right here is his actual drawing of an alien craft. Yeah, crazy, right? This is where it gets mental. Absolutely mental. I think Area 51 is this place, right? According to Bob, this is not where all the crazy stuff happened. It's actually down the road here, in a place called Area S4. Area S4 is located up in the mountains, completely top secret, and nobody knows really what it is until Bob came out about it. Bob claims he would be taken to Area S4, which is an underground facility where he would work on the alien craft. Put the coordinates into Google and look at this place, it's just crazy. The road which leads straight up to it, the road ends right there, and then there's just like holes in the ground. So there is definitely something there. What I'm saying is all from Bob. There is literally a documentary about this. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix, you may have seen it. Let me know what you think, because this is crazy. The series is about to get a whole lot crazier, so make sure you hit that follow button. I'll see you in the next one.
Celebrities before and after selling their soul.
The freaky story of the Lemon Glitch Girl. So this girl is a cook in a restaurant or a cafe or a hotel. I'm not really sure what this place is. She was chopping a lemon in the kitchen, and then she picked one of the slices and she cut it in half. But then when she picked it up again, it wasn't cut in half. She is now realizing that there is something very, very off. She went back to get the tapes, and she saw that she indeed did cut the lemon in half. She started talking about this story on her TikTok, and then she got banned. Then she went to her mom's TikTok and repurposed the same story, and then she got banned on her mom's account as well. Now the whole internet is calling it the Matrix glitch. I don't want to give it that name, but I did see with my own eyes that she did cut the lemon in half. What do you guys think happened?
This photo is infamous because for nearly 10 years after 9/11, no one knew who this guy was. His family assumed that he died during 9/11, but they had no real proof. And so one day his sister was down at the memorial. There's a museum where they have pictures and the names of all of the first responders that were working that day that passed away. And so she saw her brother's name, Gary Box, but the photo that was of him was not him. They went on this long thing trying to figure out, like, did he die? What happened to him? Like, we don't know, because this is a photo of someone else, so maybe they found those remains and they just assumed it was him. After a long time of searching, they got this photo and they knew this was him. They ended up getting the email of the guy who took this photo. He said he snapped the photo shortly after the plane crashed. For the longest time though, this photo circulated and no one knew who this guy was.
Never forget this moment.
Buildings in which we just saw and how heavy they were, right? Tons and tons of stones. Well, here's a stone that probably weighs about 20 tons and can barely move from a truck, right? You're trying to move that, the truck's moving, everything's falling, right? It doesn't make a lot of sense. And especially, let's say these buildings were built in the 1800s or 1700s when there were only about 1,000 people and none of this technology existed. Well, that's another good question. How on earth did all of those things get built, right? Or moved, or something like this, right? Or something like this. I think it goes to show that when we look into the past, things were very, very advanced, but we were told that we were supposedly, like I said, running around on horses and wagons and on... So we're going to go back to 1893 Chicago, and this is not the Chicago in which I know, right? The Chicago I know does not have statues like this and look anything like this. But this is what Chicago looked like before it was reset, right? The fires that we heard about in Chicago and all those things, they were removing all of this. Look at this detail. This is a completely different city in which we know of today. Because look at this. Look at the architecture. Look at the design. Think of how hard it would be to create all of this, right? We can barely make a little bean and wrap it in mirrored paper, let alone statues like this made out of copper, right? Look at this archway. Look at the detail here. This is in Chicago. This is old world history which is not taught about, right? They keep us in the dark. They don't teach us about our true potential and how there used to be a unified, advanced society which built like this all over the world.
Rumours have circulated for years about a hidden chamber within the Great Pyramid of Giza, but few knew the truth until recently. Deep within the pyramid, archaeologists discovered a mysterious room, but what hasn't been revealed is what was found hidden inside. These leaked documents found on the dark web reveal ancient scrolls covered in extraterrestrial inscriptions. The glyphs contain information about advanced technology, time travel, and even alien biology. The discovery has been kept a closely guarded secret, with only a select few allowed access to the parchments. Conspiracy theorists speculate that the parchments contain even more incredible secrets waiting to be uncovered. The truth may be out there, but this amazing discovery will cause scholars to question everything they thought they knew about ancient civilizations.
Enjoy tonight's show. I want you to think about something. The spot where you're sitting, every square foot of ground in this country was stolen from my ancestors. And after you stole it, you murdered them. So you'll forgive us if we do not laugh along. There is nothing funny about the extermination of a people. The theater stinks of blood. That's all I have to say.
Did you know that sirens are biblically mentioned? So I have two Bibles with me. The regular canon Bible, which does give us the book of Genesis, but doesn't really go into the logistics of the fall of man. Then I have this one, which has the book of Enoch in it. This is canonized in the Ethiopian church. So let's open it up to Genesis 6. In Genesis 6:2, it talks about how the sons of God, which were the angels, found the daughters of men to be beautiful. They then took human brides for themselves and started procreating with them. This was a huge no-no to God. Through this was the creation of Nephilim, as well as giants. And as we know, the fallen angels were punished for this. But did you ever think about what happened to the women who sinned with those fallen angels? Here's where this book comes in handy. This comes from Enoch chapter 19. And Uriel said to me, the angels who have had intercourse with women shall stand here, and their spirits, having assumed many different forms, are defiling mankind, and shall lead them astray into sacrificing to demons as gods. Here shall they stand until the day of great judgment, in which they will be judged and are made end of. Verse 2, and the women also of the angels who went astray shall become sirens. This is a siren. Sirens and mermaids are a very particular phenomenon when it comes to ancient cultures, and reading this really helped me understand why they are so common in different cultures. They're even worshipped. Let me know your thoughts.
Isn't it just so weird that, like, bro, we're dead, bruh. That's just it.
That's what always interested me too as a kid. It's like, okay, I get it, like, you know, I could die, something happened to me, and I'm gone from this place. It's like, what next though? And that's what scared me as a kid too. I was like, what would happen when my brain stops thinking?
Bro, I swear to, like,
you know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what's gonna happen? Because constantly my head is always just thinking about shit and always just telling me stuff.
Yes.
Like, hey, remember this?
Even when I don't want to.
Even when I don't want to think of shit, I'm thinking about not thinking about shit.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like, what happens when I really stop thinking about shit?
You know, like, remember even when I said that, and I forgot who said this, but when you're about to die, your whole life will flash before your eyes because your brain is trying to find a scenario to help you solve your death right now. It's shuffling through every moment in your life, like, bro, we gotta find something that can save us right now.
God, is that Zeus? Zeus, you're a pussy. What you got, bitch? You ain't got shit. I don't see any fucking